Hello everyone, it is I, Fable, your new best friend. How y'all doing, guys? I wanted to give a quick shout out to Kyle the fan 62 for recommending this video. Today we're learning about, apparently we're gonna learn about Transformers romance. Ooh. If you too would like to, I'm trying something new. If you too would like a shout out or recommend or would like to recommend me any videos, please feel free to do so. I'm going to be watching them today. I'm going to be recording some recommendations and some other stuff. Just know that there is someone that wants me to watch something, and I don't know if I should or can. I've been told by at least 7 people not to. If there is a video you want to recommend, however, if it's something I cannot watch, I will do it, but you have to pay me. I'm willing to shill, mostly because I need to buy some upgrades and mostly need to probably get my dentist. But anyway, enough about that. Let's learn about Transformers. Let's watch Transformers: The Basics on Romance. Let's go.
Hey, you're watching Transformers The Basics, and this one goes out to all the lovers out there. In celebration of Valentine's Day, these are the basics on the history of Transformer romance.
Oh, I can also say romance in this economy? Ugh, don't even imagine.
Love has always been a part of the world of the Transformers.
It's true.
As fictional characters created by human beings, Transformers have always exhibited very human behaviors, consistently depicted as living beings with souls and feelings.
That's because they are living beings with souls and feelings. Forgive me. Do some people imagine just because they're robotic, they don't have feelings? It's kind of rude, actually.
Social creatures who form all types of interpersonal connections and emotional bonds with one another,
His eyes.
including romantic ones. Transformers don't sexually reproduce, which tends to be the main rationale in any argument that claims it doesn't make sense for their robotic race to feel love.
I'm gonna say this: there are species of animals that reproduce asexually. Hell, there's literally a species of lizards who the male of the species went extinct, which is kind of interesting. Only the male part of the species went extinct, and the fact that it's still going around is because the female can reproduce asexually. Essentially, the offspring are clones of the mother. So I don't understand what sex has to do with anything. That's weird. Anyway.
But Transformers has never been the kind of hard sci-fi story that worries about evolutionary logistics like that. And anyway,
Right.
Sex and love are different things.
They are
Social
completely.
asexual beings can feel romantic love and
Yeah.
desire partnership and closeness too.
Yeah, no, seriously, I kind of appreciate that because I'm asexual. I don't talk about it much because there's no real reason to, but I'm ace, and even though I don't understand wanting to, be with someone in that way, I still want to feel connected and loved like that. This is really interesting.
If they can hate each other enough to wage a war for 4 million years, there's no reason Transformers can't love each other as well.
Right.
Of course, it's most common for Transformers to fall in love with one another, but there have been many romances that have crossed species lines and seen Transformers fall for humans, aliens, and more. The very first
love is love?
Transformers love story was told in the original animated series in the 1985 episode Sea Change. This adventure saw the Autobot Sea Spray fall in love with Alana, a member of the alien Tlalocons,
Aw,
a race
look at
of
his
shape-changers
face.
who used a magic pool known as the Well of Transformation to alter their bodies into whatever form they desired.
Mermaids.
To prove to Alana that he was a living being with a feeling heart and not just a machine, Sea Spray braved the waters of the whale and used it to transform himself into a Tlalocon so the pair could be together.
Aww.
Sadly, an attack by the Decepticons forced Sea Spray to return to his robot form, and Alana used the whale to temporarily turn herself into a robot to fight alongside him. But in the end, the pair realized that their outsides didn't matter, as long as they felt the same way about each other inside.
Aw, it's
Just
adorable.
a few episodes later, the cartoon would introduce the first female Autobots, and in the process established the first
Is that a little one? That's a little one.
actual Transformer couples, Powerglide and Moonracer, Chromia and
Ooh, Moonracer sounds like a cute name.
Ironhide, Firestar and Inferno, And of course, Optimus Prime and Elita 1, whose
Yay!
relationship began in their younger days, when they
Hey guys, let me know if you want me to do a basis on Alita 1. She's actually a really interesting character, but she's also very not well liked in the Transformers Skybound comic because she's so well written. You're not supposed to like her because you understand her. But yeah, let me know if you guys want me to react to Alita 1. Sorry for all the pauses. Well, I'm not sorry for all the pauses. Anyway,
were known as
continuing.
Orion Pax and Ariel.
Oh,
Other famous
Ariel.
romances seen in the series included The Girl Who Loved Powerglide, in which
Girl
heiress
Who Loved
Astoria
Powerglide.
Carlton Ritz became smitten with Powerglide after he rescued her from the Decepticons.
Aww.
And the many loves of the female Autobot RC.
RC.
She was introduced in The Transformers the movie as having a mutual attraction to Hot Rod. But in subsequent episodes of the cartoon, she was instead shown in a relationship with Springer, while the Japanese sequel series, The Headmasters, paired her with Chrome Dome.
Okay.
Since its cartoon debut, robot romance has been a common sight in Transformers media. 1989's Transformers Victory manga introduced the first Decepticon couple, Deathsaurus and his wife Esmeralda.
I'm sorry, Deathsaurus? That sounds amazing and also exactly like a Decepticon. That's hilarious.
Many significant plot developments in 1996's Beast Wars hinged on the story of love across the battle lines between Predacon bad girl Black Arachnia and chivalrous Maximal Silverbolt.
Ooh,
Beast Wars also
Silverbolt.
featured a romance between Maximal's Tigatron and Air Razor, and sequel series Beast Machines paired up Rat Trap and Botanica.
Ooh, damn,
Japanese
that's right.
spin-off Beast Wars 2nd based several episodes around a comedic love triangle that involved Maximal Bison Bighorn having an unrequited crush on the Seacon Scylla, who only had eyes for Bighorn's teammate Scuba. Transformers Cybertron featured love-crazed Decepticon Thunderblast, who lusted after anyone big and powerful.
I did not remember that.
Transformers Animated explored the Batman and Catwoman-like relationship between the series versions of Optimus Prime and Black Arachnia.
Hey, yo. That's kind of cool, actually, but damn, Optimus. Damn, Black Arachnia.
Human and Transformer romance is a bit rarer, but even the original Marvel comic book featured a few instances of it, such as when Skids almost ran away from the war to spend his
Skids.
life with cowgirl Charlene, or when the Dinobot Sludge became infatuated with reporter Joey Meadows.
Sludge!
Modern examples have featured in 2006's Kiss Players, which depicted a young Marissa Fairborn as having a crush on Optimus Prime, and 2014's Transformers vs. G.I. Joe, which saw Autobot Brawn and G.I. Joe Covergirl fall in love, get married, and even use biotechnology to conceive a child.
Damn.
Transformers have even been known to mistakenly get the hot
Well, damn. I mean, if there's a will, there's a way, and I hope they had a happy life, to be honest, because that's kind of cool.
for ordinary machines. Robots in Disguise Sideburn in particular was famous for the way the sleek lines of a little red sports car could set his engine revving.
Oh, damn.
Now, that's just a short list. There are many more examples too numerous to name, and more still that exist only in implication and subtext.
But these are just the male and female couples. As a children's franchise that's had to abide by certain rules for much of its life, same gender attraction among Transformers has been historically rare. In fact, the first same gender couple actually occurred by accident.
By
Unaware
accident?
that Air Razor and Tigatron were going to become romantically linked in the series, the Japanese dub of Beast Wars changed Air Razor's gender from female to male. Initially, the dub reworked the early flirtations between the characters into something completely different, reimagining Tigatron as a samurai
Dude, I love Tigertron's colors. I don't know, it looks so beautiful.
and Air Razor as his ward. But when the pair got indisputably romantic, the show couldn't work around it anymore and just had to roll with it.
Aww.
Certain characters, such as Starscream from Beast Wars 2nd, Arcadis from Beast Wars Neo,
And Knockout from Transformers Prime have all been written as stereotypically gay-coded men, vain and campy and regularly played for comedy. But the only such character to actually display genuine same-gender romantic interest in another was the Decepticon Mirage from Transformers Energon, who was in love with his leader, Galvatron.
Oh, damn.
Perhaps most audaciously, the Japanese dub of Beast Machines transformed the character of Night Scream, previously an angsty teenager in the original version of the show, into a flamboyant caricature based on Japanese comedian Masaki Sumatani's character, Hard Gay. Thankfully, gay representation
Hard gay? Oh, okay.
in Transformers was eventually elevated above this level by IDW Publishing's comic books, which in 2012 introduced the first intentionally gay couple in Transformers history in Chrome Dome and Rewind.
Aww, Chrome
You see,
Dome.
early in the IDW universe's life, writer Simon Furman established that Cybertron's population was made up entirely of male-coded robots. Later writers built upon this to establish that if the planet was all one gender, it therefore stood to reason that same-gender relationships would be the norm on the planet.
Right.
Female Transformers would later be revealed to exist on Cybertron's colony worlds, but this didn't change anything. Same-gender relationships were common on the colonies, and many native Cybertronians.
So, what's that whole you both being called she thing about? Okay. Rat Trap, is that you? Don't be stupid.
Having grown up with no knowledge of the concept, didn't even really understand what different genders were, and therefore didn't consider gender a factor in a potential romantic partner. Other notable relationships featured in IDW's comics included the star-crossed saga of Cyclonus and Tailgate,
Aww.
the franchise's first lesbian couple Greenlight and Lancer,
Aww.
Aileron and RC,
Aww.
Anode and Lug, and Drift and Ratchet, to name just a few.
That's
The
adorable.
comics also revisited relationships from past series, like Tigatron and Airraiser, and even afforded Knockout the chance to be depicted as openly gay and in a relationship with his assistant from the cartoon, Breakdown.
Honestly, I love this. I love how there's a lot of different, like, romances going on in the comics, and they're not weird about it. They do it in a healthy way that shows that, yes, love doesn't matter when it comes to gender and stuff like that, which is good. I appreciate that. Also, if for some reason someone tries to take my words out of context, I will fight you. Don't do this to me. Don't do that. Don't be disrespectful. Love is a beautiful thing. Be respectful to love. Jesus Christ.
Following the strides IDW made, the Transformers Collectors Club introduced a few same-gender couples in their stories, such as Predacon's Bazooka and Crazy Bolt, and the Shattered Glass incarnations of Windblade and Strongarm.
Aww.
For much of the brand's lifespan, Transformers' physical expressions of love have typically been limited to embracing and hand-holding. Historically, kissing between Transformers has tended to be only implied rather than shown. Other than Ariel giving Orion Pax a peck on the cheek, cartoons tend only to show the act in a comedic context. For moments of romance, it's typically obscured or interrupted, or otherwise kept off screen. On the other hand, some stories have had the Transformers express confusion when they see humans kissing.
That
makes sense. As recently as 2015's Robots in Disguise, Autobots were shown to be puzzled by the concept.
Why are they smashing their mouths together?
It was IDW who depicted the first visual, unambiguous, played straight, on-the-mouth kiss between Transformers when RC planted one on Aileron in 2018. Terminology to describe Transformer couples has been surprisingly limited. We've heard human terms like girlfriend and boyfriend and husband and wife, and Cybertronian terms like sparkmate and life bond partner have been used in a few scattered instances. IDW coined conjunx endura as a formal term for a Transformer's significant other, roughly
that's gonna be a hard one to remember, not gonna lie.
Comparable to a human spouse. Though, as noted, the comics would feature several such relationships, it's been observed that, in the grand sweep of things, they're rather rare, and most Transformers go through life without ever finding that special someone.
Aww.
Though it's been around since almost the beginning of the franchise, robot romance has never been more celebrated in Transformers stories than in the last few years, with even a Valentine's Day special having just arrived from IDW this week. While they're most famous as war machines, make no mistake, Transformers are just as good at being love machines too.
Aww.
And those are the basics on love in Transformers. Go make a hot date with the comments section and tell me about some of your favorite Transformer couples.
And remember, today is about celebrating love, okay? Show some love yourself by giving the like button a click and subscribing for more.
Alright, guys, thank you for coming. Let me do. Actually, do let me know, to those of you that read the comic, who are, or just the shows in general, who are your favorite couples? Also, got any other videos you want to recommend? Please feel free to do so. If you want me to give you a shout out, let me know. I'm trying something new. If the shout out thing's a little bit too much, then yeah. If for whatever goddamn reason you guys want me to react to Kiss Player, which I really, really don't want to because it sounds uncomfortable, you have to pay me. I'm serious, guys. You have to pay me at least like $50 now. I need help. Anyway. Yep. I actually don't do that unless you really want to. I mean, no, I don't know. Anyway, love you guys. Bye.